So this is quite a good film. There's a film called Manifest, and it's about a plane that goes through sort of turbulence, and it finds itself just sort of vanishing for 5 years, and then finishing off the journey as if like they have no clue that 5 years have just passed. They think that it's just a normal plane journey, nothing was different, until the police sort of raided the airplane, and they were like, why? And then they'll be like, well, because you've been missing for 5 years, and they had no clue. So it's quite an interesting storyline. And then I've got to the part, it's only in episode one still, but got to the part where one of the women, or two of the people actually, their brothers and sisters, started hearing voices. And I feel like it kind of reminds me of me. But the voices are to help, like, she heard the voice, slow down, slow down. And she sort of shouted at the bus driver to get him to slow down, and just as he slowed down, there was some child that ran into the road, and the child was okay, but yeah, if he hadn't have slowed down, he would have run the child over. And so that was kind of like mysterious. And then there was this other one where she was hearing voices of let them out, let them out, and she thought they were talking about dogs. And then both the brother and the walked past the same area and started keep hearing the same thing, let them out, let them out. And they both ended up letting them out, or letting these two dogs out at the same time, but not really knowing why they let the dogs out. But when they returned them or when the police officer tried to arrest them the next morning, they said, because I know you, I'm going to let you off, and we'll go to give the dogs back, and hopefully they won't charge you or something. But then the voices started happening again, and she realized it wasn't talking about the dogs, but rather it was actually talking about these two missing girls that were missing. So it's kind of an interesting film. Not really positive, but it's interesting. But yeah, I feel like all the films sort of relate to me in small ways. Like they all link to me in different ways. I watched the Venom is different, because that's like the Venom. I didn't like the Venom, but it was there being something inside of him that's like evil and needs to kill and stuff. And I feel like there's something inside of me that just thinks there's way too many people here, and desperately wanting to try and reduce the population. So I can kind of relate to that Venom film, even though it wasn't a good film. I don't like how a part of the film is just finding lots of vile people to eat or feed to this Venom character. But yeah, and then they had that pilot film, which is again landing on an island just full of horrible people, and I can relate to that, because this whole planet is full of horrible people, and okay, they're not all as bad as militia type people who or I don't know what's gang type people that take hostages. They're not all that bad, but there's a ton of these people all over the world, people that just have no regard for others. And then the Don't Stop, Stop Me or something, that paralyzed one. I feel paralyzed often, like I can't do much other than just wait, and I want to decide my own fate, but I can't seem to do that. And yeah, and then the princess film. Well, again, I feel a bit like I am wild princess, and then just been shoved in some sort of cuss, and no one cares. And yeah, I relate to all films, but this one's slightly better, because this is I don't know, the voices in her head are helping her do something useful, although she's not promoting them. She should promote them a bit better. But anyway.